Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Suplexes, Scores, and Save Points. This is Save Points, our weekly video game podcast, talking about all the news and rumors and everything else in the world of video games. I am, of course, Ryan, and with me again is my brother, my co-host, Nathan.
Island Hill. Woo!
We've got a lot to talk about today. We're going to be talking Take-Two and the future of GTA 6. We're going to be talking Sony as they release all the games that are going to be in their first round of their new Sony PlayStation Plus, whatever. A whole bunch of other stuff going on in the world of video games. Let's start it out, Nathan. What do you want to do? We want to talk to Sony?
Yeah, let's start out with Sony.
So they have officially announced the lineup for the games coming to PlayStation Plus as it launches in June. 700 plus games is what they are claiming is what you will get. Obviously, we are not going to go through every game that was announced because that would take us all day.
Is that coming 700 right at the start? I think it's 700 eventually.
Yeah, it'll be 700 eventually.
Yeah.
I think they're only launching. They're not. I don't know what they're launching with, but
I don't think they listed every game that's coming right at the start, but they listed the big, like the ones that they felt were the big.
Yeah.
Let's start with PSP, Ryan. What we got?
So for PSP, let me get to PSP. Let's see what we got here. Okay. This said it had the PSP games, and then it does not have the PSP games. That's awesome. Way to like flirt me here. What the fuck? It says it has every PSP game coming, and then it has no PSP games listed. I am so confused.
I think a lot of the Persona games that are on PSP are going to be on there right at the start for sure. And yeah. I think the Hot Shots Golf ones are going to be on there. Probably that. I think I saw that the God of War game that was on PSP is going to be on there. I think there was only like maybe. I mean, like I said, I don't think it's all the games that right off the start. It's just ones that they listed. And I think there was like 10 of them from PSP altogether.
Yeah, let's see. PSP. There we go. So the PSP games we've got. Oh no, still not showing me anything. That's great.
Let's go to PS1.
PS1, we've got some pretty good games here in PS1. We've got Ape Escape.
Yeah, that's an expensive game.
This was the first game to use the DualShock.
Yeah.
We got Hot Shots Golf, the original Hot Shots Golf. I don't think I've ever played one, so it's interesting.
I've played it recently, but not.
IQ Intelligence Cube. Interesting. Jumping Flash. Never even heard of this one. Mr. Driller.
So IQ and Mr. Driller were two that were on that PlayStation Classic.
Yes.
So far we've got two games that you could already get up for.
Siphon Filter, the first one.
That's interesting. Why not? Well, hopefully they put 2 and 3 on there.
Yeah, it's weird to just put one, but maybe everyone's still wanting. When we've talked about this before, everyone's wanting a new game in this. So maybe this will be the start of that. They can put all the old ones on the thing and get everyone excited for them, and they can make another one.
The first one is not as easy to play as the other two.
No, the first one's rough. It's rough. The only PSP game that I think that is actually on the launch lineup is Super Stardust Portable.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know, but that is the only PSP game that'll be there at launch.
That's a bunch of crap.
Tekken 2 for the PS1, not Tekken 1, but Tekken 2.
It's the best.
Yeah, Tekken 2 is the best one. Worms Armageddon and Worms World Party.
Two Worms games.
2 Worms games. So there you go. That is it. That's all the PS1 games that we'll be launching on launch day. Launch day is June 13th. Obviously there will be some PS2 and PS3, PS4 games as well.
Yeah, they listed a lot of the PS4s. They had some bangers. I ain't gonna lie. There was some good stuff there. And PS5, but yeah, that PlayStation 1 lineup, that leaves a little to be desired. I ain't gonna lie. I don't think that's gonna get people to sign up. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. So here are some of the PS2 games that will be available. Ape Escape 2, Ark of the Lad, Twilight of the Spirits, Dark Cloud 1 and 2, Fantavision, Hot Shots Tennis, Jack 2, Jack 3, Jack X, and Jack and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy. Rogue Galaxy, Siren, and Wild Arms 3. That's not a good list.
I mean,
it's okay.
Having all the Jack games there is pretty cool. The Dark Cloud games, I know you're not an RPG guy, but those Dark Cloud games are really expensive if you try to get them. So it's kind of cool to have those there. Wild Arms 3, it was okay. A lot of RPGs on this list.
Also, Ubisoft will be allowing a lot of their games to be a part of the catalog. Games like Far Cry 3 and 4, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, South Park games, Star Trek, Trials Fusion, Trials Rising, Watch Dogs, games like that. Also, trial games for Cyberpunk, Tiny Tina's Wonderland, WWE 2K22, Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection, and Horizon Forbidden West. And Farming Simulator 22 will also be available at launch. PS3, more of the same. It's a weird list. Way more PS3 games than the other two, than PS2 and PS1 games.
Yeah, and a lot of them, I ain't gonna lie, a lot of the PS3 games that they list were already available on PlayStation Now. So yes. You're kind of, if you had PlayStation Now and you're upgrading to the PlayStation, but basically it's PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now combined together is what this is. And so if you already had PlayStation Now, you're really not gaining a whole lot in the way of PS3. And then keep in mind all the other games that you listed, Ryan, you can play them, you download them, and you play them. All these PS3 games are free. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, so you've got Hot Shots Golf Out of Bounds and Hot Shots Golf World Invitational, Infamous 1 and 2, Demon Souls, Ico, Ratchet and Clank, Quest for Booty, Ratchet and Clank, A Crack in Time, and Ratchet and Clank Into the Nexus, Resistance 3, Castlevania, Wars of Shadows 2, Devil May Cry HD Collection, Fear, Lost Planet 2, Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2, and a weird one, Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare.
Yeah.
That's
so,
out of nowhere.
I mean, that's
plus other ones. There's other games.
Yeah, but these games are good.
Yeah.
But streaming them, man, I've only done that a few times, and I have not.
I had issues when I tried it.
Yeah, and I had PlayStation Now for a few months, okay? And I tried to play a single-player game, okay? It was Fallout 3. And I tried to play it, and I played it for a little bit, and then it said the server crashed because there was too much activity. So, and I mean, I don't know. And there was probably gonna be input lag and all kinds of stuff. So
yeah,
PS3, the streaming, I ain't down with that. It sounds kind of iffy. But yeah, so out of all these launch titles, Ryan, I don't know. Do you think it's enough to get people to do it or not? Or do you think they should have loaded up right at the start?
It's not a lot. You get a lot of like PS4 games, but a lot of people already have a lot of. I'm sure you know what I mean. Like, it's nothing that you already probably didn't have. I mean, I think a lot of people would want this more for the classic games. PS2,
they're not
PS3,
really
PS1,
giving you much to start with.
and they're not giving you a lot, and the ones they are giving you are not ones that were. I'm not gonna say they weren't super popular, but there are a lot of them were kind of under the radar games. And I know it's probably because they're the ones that Sony owns. A lot of these are the Sony owned properties, which is why they're doing it. But yeah, I don't know, man. They are giving you a good value for PS4 and PS5 games for free. So that's cool. You know,
Yeah.
But if you could try to if you compare it to Game Pass, you're not getting anywhere near the amount of games. But
no,
you don't get a lot of Xbox and Xbox 360 games with Game Pass either. So
that's not true.
you get some. There are a lot on there, yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. I think it's a good list for a launch, but I'm hoping that they release way more.
But they did say that you're getting new games every month, and they did list out like a timeline of what's going to happen.
So they're going to get new games. Are they going to be like Game Pass and delete other games?
I don't think so, because remember it said they're going to have over 700 games at some point.
True.
So I don't think so. But what I think is going to happen is what they said was going to happen is like at the beginning of the month you're going to get like your PlayStation 4 and 5 game added, and then in the middle of the month is when you're going to get your retro stuff. And they're going to do that every month. So I don't know. I honestly I was excited at first, and I was thinking about doing this. I still might, but I don't know. I'm not as excited as what I was at the start. Ryan, let's talk about Silent Hill.
Yes. So we had Silent Hill. They made like five of these 6 release games, I think.
Yeah, I think it's close to like 7 or 8.
There's I think the new one was going to be 8, or it could be 7. So yeah, it's going to be the 7th game. So they made 6. So we had this kind of came out of nowhere. Having a new Silent Hill game kind of announced out of nowhere.
It's not confirmed.
Not confirmed.
So we had some leaked photos. There are 4 photos that leaked. One was like a picture of a girl. The other 3 were pictures of like a room. Somehow people, I don't know how they determined that this was Silent Hill, but it picked up steam. It was getting shared everywhere. People were saying Silent Hill, and at first I was thinking, yeah, maybe it is, maybe it ain't. But then it got taken down very quickly.
Yes.
We do not know if Konami is the one that had it taken down. But as quick as it got taken down, I would assume that it probably was Konami, and this probably was Silent Hill related, probably. Because they don't have, but so if it was, I'm a little excited. Ryan, have you played Silent Hill games?
Yes, I love the Silent Hill games. I've actually been playing Silent Hill Downpour just recently, which was the Xbox 360 PS3 era game. So Silent Hill games, I always kind of like the Silent Hill games more than the Resident Evil games, honestly.
Interesting.
So I'm very excited for this. But there's another part to this story that have now come out. Again, we're on speculation station here.
Choo choo.
Yes, choo choo. But reports are that this could end up becoming a PS5 exclusive. Which is a bummer for me.
Well, I don't really know how they know that because we don't even know if it's really a Silent Hill game yet.
Yeah, I don't know how they it just said insiders have offered their opinions. And they said it potentially could be a PlayStation 5 exclusive, which if you do look at the history of Silent Hill, it's got its start on the PlayStation and it's always been better. Like it was on the newer games were on the 360, but more people remember Silent Hill as a Sony game. It's a PlayStation game.
There was one really bad one on the Wii.
Yes. They are apparently going to be making remaking Silent Hill like 1 or something, or Silent Hill 2 remake. So that this could be what it is.
It could be.
It's crazy because there's all these reports and there's all these things about it, but nothing's been ever actually officially released by Konami or whoever makes the game. So nothing's been officially released by anybody. So this is all just hearsay. This is all just people assuming stuff. There's apparently companies making Silent Hill and Silent Hill 2 remakes, but it came out that they were doing it, but then they haven't said anything since. And there's also supposedly a Silent Hill game that's going to be a story-driven episodic game, narrative game. But again, not really been officially announced. This is all hearsay. This is all rumors. So I don't know what this is. It's got everyone there talking, but we're talking about something that we don't even know exactly what it is.
Exactly.
So who knows?
Who knows? Speaking of not knowing and stuff like that, let's go into Nintendo, Ryan, because NVIDIA leak happened again. They seem to get stuff leaked off of their stuff very, very quickly, or very commonly. And we had another NVIDIA leak, and apparently on this one, Ryan, there was some stuff in there that kind of hinted towards the new Switch model, possibly either the next generation of Switch or a more powerful Switch or something. So here we go. We're back in Switch Pro rumors again.
It seems like every about 3 months this happens.
This is 4 years running right now. Let me tell you. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, it does. It on the leak, it does list a lot of the same numbers that the Switch had, like the little code numbers and stuff, and it does list like using DLS, which is like a workaround to upgrade graphics to 4K without like doing it natively on the Switch, and it also it's got stuff to make the frame rates better, and maybe even possibly doing ray tracing and all the stuff, all the bells and whistles that you would expect from a more powerful Switch. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, this leak showed this. Yeah, it's probably real, but it could be canceled plans that Nintendo had before this chip shortage, or it could be something that Nintendo's planning for the next Switch, and it's not going to come out for another 3 or 4 years. So it could be true, Ryan, but I would not get my hopes up for it anytime soon.
Yeah,
that's all I gotta say.
These rumors come up every, it feels like 2 or 3 months, and then nothing ever comes from them. So until we have any hardcore evidence of a new Switch, I'm not gonna take anything. With you know what I mean? It's like, we've heard this before.
Yeah, it's true. We've heard it a lot.
We've heard it every while. Yes, a lot.
Yeah.
Let's talk about.
Ryan. Yeah, go ahead.
Let's talk about Take-Two.
Yeah.
They tweeted out and they put out their pipeline for 2023 through 2025.
Yeah, what's on this pipeline, Ryan? What's on this pipeline?
So this is basically all the games. That it was every game, but this is the game, the big games, and then the amount of games they're going to try to put out in this time frame.
Right.
So they've got 5 different categories here. Immersive core, which are your deepest gameplay, the big games, the first party, massive games. The ones they have listed are the Quarry, which is launching June 10th, Marvel's Midnight Suns, which will be coming out fiscal year 2023, so probably the end of this year. Kerbal Space Program 2, which is launching 2023, and then in 2024 coming to console, and then also NBA, PGA Tour, and WWE 2K23. They have 24 of those games coming out within the next 3 years.
Good Lord.
What's significant here is Take-Two owns Rockstar. And you would think that if GTA 6 was coming out within the next 3 years, it would be on this list.
Yeah.
So that has now made everybody concerned that this game is probably not coming out until 2026. They did say that this is not final and that things can change. So I guess technically they could end up putting out GTA 6, but if you believe this, it ain't coming out for a long time. Which means we can expect
it could be that, or it could be that GTA 6 is definitely going to be their biggest game.
Yes.
Like, everybody wants that game. So maybe they're keeping it hidden. Maybe they're keeping that one a surprise.
It could be. I mean, obviously, yeah, they could be, not wanting to put anything out there. I mean, they've said they're working on it. That's all they've said. And maybe this is one of those things where we're going to get a relaunch. We're going to get a trailer out of nowhere one time.
Right.
Which I'd be okay with. They also have Independent, which are basically games that they own, that, private games that just have the Take-Two thing on it. 10 of those coming out within the next 3 years. Obviously, we assume the 2 Max Payne remakes and the Mafia prequel are in this Independent bubble here, because they're not actually Take-Two games, but they're remakes or prequels of Take-Two games. So Take-Two did purchase Zynga, the mobile game division, and they've got 20 mobile games coming out within the next 3 years. The big one being Grand Theft Auto, the trilogy, the definitive edition for mobile.
We couldn't get these games to run right on the PS5.
Yes.
And they're expecting these games to run good on a cell phone.
Yes.
I have my doubts about this.
So, and then they have 7 mid-core games, which is, not as immersive as the big games. These are kind of the smaller, kind of arcadey style games. The big one there that they list is new Tales from the Borderlands game, which is launching sometime in 2023. And then 8 new iterations of previously released titles. So whatever that means.
So maybe that could be your Max Payne.
So that is described as titles that are either an arcade title like WWE Battlegrounds, or games that have many hours of gameplay, but not to the same extent as an immersive core game. So those are more of like, the arcade. So I don't know.
Okay.
But that's a lot of games that they're gonna put out here.
Yeah, that's a lot of games. You got this company putting out all these games, right?
Yeah.
And then you got over here, you got Microsoft who put 3 games out so far this year. I mean, what's the problem? Like, did they make this Series X and people did not know how to make games for it, or what's going on, right?
I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know.
Because all we got this year was Halo Infinite, which was kind of last year. We got Halo Infinite, we got Forza, and then we got freaking the flight simulator. And that's it.
Pretty much.
I mean, what the?
It's nuts.
They purchased all these companies.
Yeah.
And like, what are these companies doing? Where are the games?
I don't know.
I just don't understand. So yeah, all we know that's coming out for Microsoft eventually is Fable.
At some point, which they've been teasing for years.
Yeah, at some point. And we know Fable. We know there's another Forza Motorsport game, not a Forza Horizon, but a Forza Motorsport game. And the Starfield, the Bethesda game, the Starfield game. That's it.
Yeah.
And then we had that Indiana Jones thing, and all what they showed was a hat.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know, dude. Good thing there's a bunch of third-party games, because if you bought the Series X for first-party exclusives, you're kind of getting the shaft right now.
Yeah. So Take-Two, and you talking about Microsoft. Other companies are really going big this next couple of years as well. Capcom has revealed that it is intending to do 45 new games in 2023.
Nice.
Holy
shit.
Square Enix also said they're gonna put out a whole shit ton of games, and EA has 4 secret projects on coming out. So we're in for after what was a pretty crappy last couple of years due to COVID and everything. Looks like we are back on the rebound here of major games coming out in the next 3 years. So, because COVID kind of took a toll on everybody, and no one really had any big games for a while there, and everything got delayed. So hopefully we're back in it. Capcom, obviously, who knows? Resident Evil Village, they delayed that multiplayer for a while, so hopefully that'll come out soon.
Yeah.
But you never know if they're gonna make another Resident Evil, Monster Hunter. Capcom owns a lot of stuff, so Capcom could put out some pretty cool shit in this next couple of years. So I think we're in for a lot of cool stuff coming soon. Which is cool because we've been kind of lacking here the last couple of years with games.
Yeah. Ryan, let's talk about FIFA.
Yes. So this kind of goes back to the Take-Two 2K kind of talk. So we did talk about last week, FIFA and EA Sports have officially split. And then we also heard that FIFA is going to be announcing they're going to be releasing 2 arcade games within the next 2 years. So apparently they're going to do FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022, and then in 2033 they're going to do a Women's World Cup. Are the 2 games they're going to put out. But so IGN did an interview with Strauss Zelnick, who was the CEO of Take-Two. And he didn't really say anything about like that they're actually trying to get into the game with football or soccer. But he did say, quote, "We're definitely interested in expanding our opportunities in sports, and FIFA has a great brand and incredible clout, but we have no current plans to discuss." But in my opinion, 2K is the only logical place for FIFA to go.
Yeah.
Because they're the only other major sports game company out there. And they make NBA, PGA Tour, like they're making a football game at some point. So they're the only other company you go to make a good sports game. I don't know who else you would go to if you're FIFA. So
yeah, it makes sense.
I assume that's what they're gonna go. But yeah, so we're gonna have some World Cup games come out next year. But it's gonna be more of an arcade style. So which I don't know. I guess that'd be better. I don't know. I mean, soccer games I feel like are more fun for me if it's more fast-paced and arcadey.
Right.
I'm not into the whole simulation soccer games. Some games I like simulation sports games, but for soccer, I'm just kind of like, I want to see a bunch of goals and fun shit. So So yeah, it's gonna be weird seeing next year. We're just gonna not see EA Sports FIFA. But FIFA's gonna be on their own for I don't know who's making the games. They're making games, but they haven't said who they're working with. So are they making their own games? I had no idea. I guess we'll see when those games come out. I guess we'll see who the hell is making these FIFA games. But yeah, I think 2K is logical.
I think
Next step for FIFA. I mean, if it's not 2K, I really don't know who else you'd want to go with to make a good soccer game, unless they just team up with Capcom or Konami, who make the Pro Evolution Soccer, and they change that. But that would seem like a downgrade, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Let's go to releases, Ryan. We got some releases for this week.
Oh, I'm sure we got something. While I'm looking that up, if you are a WWE 2K fan, the latest DLC just dropped, the Most Wanted DLC. You can get Cactus Jack, Vader, Ilya Dragunov, Indy Hartwell, and the Boogeyman. So
That's
that is
weird
out. Also, they did a patch which patched in some of the My Rise characters. So you get old Nikki Cross, which is awesome. Old Alexa Bliss, which is awesome. New Shawn Michaels, which is weird but cool. As in bald old Shawn Michaels.
Why would you want that?
You get Dominic Dijakovic, and so 7 overall new people put in the game that you can play with. So that's cool. So they did, at least 2K this year with WWE, I can say is they're actually care about this game. Because 2K20, they knew it was trash and gave no shits about it. So at least they're trying, they're listening to the community, and they're actually doing what people in fans are actually wanting them to do. So that's cool. So new releases for May 18th through May 24th. May 18th, we've got Divination for the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Behind Closed Doors, A Developer's Tale. It's out for consoles. It's been out on PC for a while. It is now out on consoles. Every console. PS4, PS5, Switch, Xbox One, and Xbox Series S. I don't know what that is. There you go. Ogre is out for the PS4 and Xbox One. Gibbon Beyond the Trees is out for the PC. In Zone A World Apart is out. They Always Run on May 19th for the PS4 and Switch. Vampire the Masquerade Swan Song is out for PC, PS4, PS5, Switch, Xbox One, and Xbox Series S and X. Play as 3 vampires harness their powers, embrace their desires, and face their demons in a heart-pounding story in which your choices decide the fate of Boston. Deadcraft for the PS5 and Xbox Series X. Golf Gang for the PC. Eternal Threads for the PS4. Snow Bros Special for the Switch. May 20th, we got Cotton Fantasy for the Switch and PS4. Dolmen for the PS5. Nirvana Pilot Yumi for the Xbox One. And then on May 24th, we've got Floppy Nights for the Xbox One. Token Rambo Warriors for the Switch. Streets of Rage 4 comes out on mobile. And Hard Space Shipbreaker for PC. There you go.
Some of the names.
Not a lot of great stuff coming out this next week here. I will say the vampire game looks good. It's got great graphics.
Those games, I have never played a Vampire Masquerade game. There's been a few of them.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what kind of game it is.
It's kind of like it looks like it's described as like an RPG type of game, but it's not the same kind of RPG. It's kind of like I don't know if it's more story driven. I have no idea. It looks good. I'll give them that. The graphics in that game look amazing. But it's not getting good reviews. So
well, there you go.
but it looks good. I give them that. Hey, they made a good looking game. It may not play well, but you'll have fun looking at it while you're playing.
What have you been playing, Ryan?
Well, like I mentioned earlier, I've been playing Silent Hill Downpour. I played it before, like months ago, and then I got stuck, and I turned it back on, and I'm still stuck.
Yeah, that's what happens to me a lot when I play survival horror games. I get stuck quite often.
Also been playing 2K, NBA 2K22 and NHL 22 just dropped on Game Pass. So I've been playing a little bit of that, just messing around in those games. Obviously playing WWE 2K22. I played Green Hell for the VR.
What'd you think of Green Hell?
So Green Hell is very interesting. The story mode's crazy. And yeah, they don't really hold your hand any. It's kind of just, here you go. Here's the game. Go do it. Go do this. Build a fire. Build this. But it looks cool. I actually enjoy it. And yeah, it's not a game that's gonna hold your hand at all. You're gonna just go in there and you're gonna play it and figure it out on your own. That kind of, which is cool. I mean, I'm into it. It's pretty fun, and it's got a good story to it behind it. So I'm into it.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I played a little bit of it too. Yeah, I'm gonna be playing a lot of retro games in a little while here because I kind of went a little crazy lately, and I purchased 4 retro consoles. So, so I'm gonna be playing a lot of retro games.
Yeah. Now that I got my computer back, I might be able to start doing that more again. Yeah. I also been putting some time into I've been playing Microsoft Flight Simulator. I suck. I don't know how to fly at all, but it's fun. Play that on my PC a little bit, playing some shredders on PC. So, mixing it up a little bit with some new shit, some old shit, in between shit. All right. I don't really know if there's anything big else that came out. I don't think was there anything else you saw?
No, I think that we covered all the big stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's gonna wrap this one up. We do have real quick, Fall Guys is finally coming to other games besides PS4. It's been on PS4 and Steam for a while, but it is coming to Xbox, Nintendo Switch, and PlayStation 5 on June 21st.
I don't know if anybody's still playing that game.
I don't know either, but you know what? I think they missed their window to move this to other consoles.
I really think they did.
It was supposed to come out last year. And they deleted it till now. So I don't know. I might check it out when it comes to Xbox, I guess. I mean, I could play it. It's on Steam. I don't know why I've never played it. I have a gaming computer here. I might check it out. It looks okay, but I think it's kind of, that was one of those games that was hot for a minute and then kind of died.
Yeah.
Those games come and go, but Among Us is still apparently popular somehow. All right, so I think that's gonna wrap this episode up of Save Points. If you missed our scores episode, go check that out. It dropped on Tuesday morning. We talked a lot of sports and a lot of Game 7s. So go check that out. And coming up on Saturday morning, oh boy, do we have I don't know what kind of show it's gonna be for Suplexes, because we've got some shit that we're gonna talk about. Oh man. I highly recommend you checking that one out, because I'm pretty sure we may have some opinions that are going to be pretty out there about some stuff. Plus, we're going to be covering all the shows that happen, but I can tell you now, we're not going to spend a lot of time on the shows because all the other news stories happening, we're probably going to spend some time on. So, fair warning. So check that all out. Check out the YouTube channel, all of the social media at Sabri ENT for all the latest. We're working on some cool stuff for the YouTube channel. Hopefully getting that stuff out to you soon. Also, the website ssspod.com for every episode we've ever done quickly in an order. You can find them plus a link to the YouTube channel, plus exclusive blogs and more fun stuff, hopefully to come soon. Check all that out. Thank you for listening. We appreciate you. For Nathan, I am Ryan, reminding you to always score if you can, save if you must, but always suplex when necessary.
Later.